This is Valley News Live at noon.
Well, many of us woke up to the sound of rain this morning, and it's not over yet. Let's go to meteorologist Nathan Hopper to see how much we can expect today. Happy Thursday, Nathan.
Yeah, happy Thursday to you, Brian, and thanks everyone for joining us here on Valley News Live at noon on this first alert weather day for today. Of course, impactful rain affecting pretty much everybody here at this hour. Live look at our Devils Lake home of economy. Skycam shows some raindrops actively falling on the lens there. You can see a lot of water on the roadway in the parking lot there of the home of economy location there in Devils Lake, and that's what we're seeing. More of the lightning activity is up toward Devils Lake. Most of us just seeing that light to moderate intensity rainfall across the board. Lots of green, lots of yellow. And up in Devils Lake, you can see portions of Towner County near the Cando and Rock Lake areas seeing those reds indicating heavy rainfall in those locations. Also seeing a few rumbles of thunder right near Cando and some rumbles of thunder there for our friends in the Maddock area as well. So you can see Devils Lake has that yellow around it. That is the moderate intensity rainfall extending down Highway 2 toward the Michigan area as well. Across portions of northern Minnesota, mostly that darker green, which is light rainfall, but some areas of yellow are that moderate rain. So near Bemidji down toward Detroit Lakes, Park Rapids, Perham, seeing some of that moderate rainfall at this time. And then I'm also watching for our friends there in the Page area and then toward Castleton and portions of northern Cass County, seeing some of that moderate rainfall there as well. Big picture shows, yes, more moisture coming in from central South Dakota, continuing to feed this machine of rain that we've been dealing with here for today. So I do expect, yes, the rain to continue into the evening tonight. Look at some of these radar estimated precipitation amounts. South of Cooperstown, we had a cell that was sitting right south of Cooperstown for what seemed like all morning long. You can see the radar has estimated about 5 inches of rain fell in that location. Then near the Page area, that orange there indicates about 4.5 inches of radar estimated precipitation. So some much needed rainfall, but of course it all kind of came all at once. The tri-level, I chose the tri-level as a location here in Fargo to see about 1.75 inches of radar estimated precipitation fell just from this morning. This is the past 24-hour report, so this is just from this morning. So Brian, coming up in a few minutes, of course, we'll talk about the hour by hour for the rest of this evening and also talk about the drought update, which does not include today's rainfall, but that's coming up in a few minutes.
It really was coming down this morning, Nathan.
It was, yeah.
Thank you. Well, Moorhead police are still searching for the suspect of an overnight shooting that landed a person in the hospital. They got a call around 10:30 last night to the 1100 block of 19th Street South for reports of shots fired. Officers found the victim and sent him to the hospital. So non-life-threatening injuries, and people in that neighborhood told us many of them were evacuated as police searched the area for the shooter. No one's in custody, but police say this was not a random event and the parties know each other. Well, new for you at noon, 3 people are behind bars after shots were fired at a Bemidji apartment building. Police were called to the 900 block of 26th Street South yesterday afternoon. They weren't able to find any evidence of shots fired at first, but they later executed a search warrant and arrested an adult and 2 juveniles. 18-year-old Brandon Tatatawan was booked into the Beltrami County Jail on charges of reckless discharge of a firearm and fleeing police. The 2 juveniles were arrested on the same charges, along with an ineligible person in possession of a firearm. Authorities in Rolette County are investigating a plane crash in the northern part of the county. The sheriff's department says it happened yesterday afternoon at around 2. The pilot was able to walk away without any serious injuries. The FAA and National Transportation Safety Board are also investigating the crash. Police in Fergus Falls want your help tracking down the person who stole a trailer. Police say this car is possibly involved. The trailer is a 2018 aluminum bear track trailer with a bifold back ramp. It was stolen from Tower Road about 2 weeks ago. If you have any information, you should call police. President Joe Biden has approved an emergency declaration in California as a result of the Caldor fire. The president's declaration clears the way for a large amount of federal resources to aid firefighting and recovery efforts related to the Caldor fire. The Caldor fire has burned more than 200,000 acres since August 14th. It was a night of torrential rain, devastating floods, and tornadoes for people in the Northeast. The extreme weather came from what's left of Ida. This morning, residents are assessing the damage and waiting for floodwaters to recede. Winnie Gillette has the latest from New York City.
Rescue teams used boats on the flooded streets of Bridgeport, Pennsylvania this morning to check on stranded residents. Water still covers major roads in the Philadelphia area, following a night of some of the heaviest rain in decades. It all came from the remnants of Hurricane Ida. The storm triggered dangerous flooding and tornadoes up and down the East Coast.
Look at that tornado!
One twister rolled through the southern part of New Jersey, ripping the sides off some homes and turning others into rubble. In Maryland, another suspected tornado tore the roof off a warehouse. Last night was actually the first time the National Weather Service issued a flash flood emergency for New York City. The entire subway system was shut down overnight. Water gushed into some stations and onto trains filled with passengers. The storm is blamed for several deaths, including a person discovered drowned in the basement of this Queens home. Neighbors believe road construction played a role in the flooding. At airports across the Northeast, hundreds of flights were canceled, forcing thousands of passengers to spend the night in terminals. In Louisiana, hundreds of thousands of people are still without power, and many are waiting on long lines to get food, water, or fuel.
I woke up this morning, I got me a pillow and a blanket, and I said I'm gonna go down there and sleep if I have to.
Ida made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane on Sunday, one of the strongest storms to ever hit the Gulf Coast. President Biden plans to visit on Friday. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
Ida is set to finally leave the Northeast today, but not before dumping more rain in New England. Well, Valley News Live and Corwin Automotive are encouraging you to help to stock the shelves during this Hunger Action Month. The Great Plains Food Bank is preparing for a growing need for food. Corwin will match all gifts up to $50,000 made by September 30th. That would be enough to provide food for 300,000 meals for children, families, and seniors struggling with hunger. Well, coming up at noon, if you have Twitter, you may be in some luck. Many people are being given the opportunity to get paid for your tweets. And that rain really came down this morning, the Skycam's covered. Weather up next with meteorologist Nathan Hopper.